Even though Chapter 8 is all about accounts receivable, I wanted to show you how similar the accounts receivable ratios are to the inventory ratios that we've learned about in the past. When you calculate inventory turnover, we use cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. And that tells you how many times a year you could completely stock up your store and sell it all out. How many times can you stock up and sell out during the course of a year? Notice that both numerator and denominator are in terms of cost. Since inventory is the cost of that asset, we want to divide that into the cost of goods sold. Now, similar to that ratio is the accounts receivable turnover. Here we're also using an average in our denominator, but we're using the average net receivables. Well, receivables are stated in terms of retail dollars, and therefore our numerator needs to be in retail dollars as well. So we'll use the full net amount of sales up here rather than the cost of the sales. And this ratio tells you how many times a year you can sell to your customers and then collect from them. How many times do you go through that selling, collecting cycle? Now with inventory, we also took it another step to figure out how many days on average the inventory was on the shelf before it was sold. And we did that by taking 365 and dividing it by the inventory turnover. Okay, with accounts receivable, we can figure out how many days on average it takes to collect from our customers by taking 365 and dividing by the receivable turnover. So these ratios are extremely similar. Now for inventory, I did not have a rule of thumb regarding how many days in inventory would be good or bad because it depends completely on the type of product that they're selling. With accounts receivable, however, I do have a general guide, a rule of thumb. I don't know where I got it from. Maybe it's something I dreamed up. I'm not sure. But let's say a company has credit terms of net 30. If you think you're really going to collect on average from all of your customers within 30 days, I guess that's kind of being a little naive because customers are generally going to push that to the very limit. And most of them will pay on or about day 30, but some of them are going to pay a little late. And unfortunately, you will have a handful that are going to be so late that after a year or so, you're going to end up writing them off. And those few extremely late customers will skew your average way out. So as a general rule of thumb, if you can collect in anything less than 1 1/3 times the credit period, I would consider that to be acceptable. So if your terms were net 30 and you were collecting in 40 days or less on average, I'd say that's pretty satisfactory. Now what companies will be doing with the accounts receivable ratios will be comparing their results to that of their competitors to see if they're doing better or worse and why. And they'll also be comparing the ratios to their own past trends. Is it taking our customers longer and longer to pay us? If so, why is that? Is it just due to the general economy and people having trouble paying? Or maybe we need to beef up our collection efforts. Is there anything that we can do to get our customers to pay more quickly?